What's going on, gamers? Guys, I don't know how many times we've seen Windows 11 mess up lately, but does it ever end? It's like, this is too consistent. This video is going to be talking about Windows 11 and also how Xbox Magnus just doesn't seem like it has any bright future unless Microsoft finds a miracle to get their crap together and be consistent on something. We just had Windows 11 having issues bricking people's PC, not being able to shut down. And you're like, whoa, hold on. And then having problems with NVIDIA's drivers. And then you had the stuff like that was happening last year. And then the enforcement of the AI. And then Microsoft finally coming out with some sort of like positivity towards Windows, saying that now people are not going to be able to get your permissions unless they have admission on your account. So that pretty much protects your hard drive to a certain extent. It's like, yeah, how about protect your BIOS too? Because the moment you start up the BIOS on Windows, if you have weirdos in your life or people that follow you around, they try to screw over your BIOS and your motherboard and basically just put malware in there to keep disabling the Windows security update. It's like that type of stuff should not be allowed. It's your computer, so you should be fully secured into it. This is the things that Microsoft has to do, like get rid of the backdooring, the nearby scanning of letting somebody in there. It's like if you're starting up the computer, nobody should be able to access anything until you get on your account. Your hard drive should be fully protected. Your BIOS should be protected. He's like, these are the type of things. Just like, no, you should not be able to put no rootkit on there. Defender should be good. Nobody should be able to get in there and app data roam and do all that weird stuff. And these are the things why people just don't like that. And with the AI abuse, that type of stuff happens. And then it's like with the AI writing a large portion of the code, which we've seen before, it said that 30% is written. I mean, we're seeing way too many updates. It's like, this is where you realize, like, this thing is making too many updates, mistakes. We are right here. Windows Update and Microsoft Store are down earlier. Users are unable to download or install apps on Windows 11. Some users are also having trouble downloading Windows updates. This has happened recently, not too long ago again. Then they had to release another update, and there was even more problems with the NVIDIA drivers. And it's like, what is going on here? So going down as an official statement, and we're going to talk about why I don't like the fact that Magnus is going to be full-blown Windows 11, because what the hell's going on here? You see what I mean? This is not good at all. No. Official statement from Microsoft: a power outage at a data center is impacting customers' ability to complete operations in the Microsoft Store and Windows Update. As a result, some users may experience failures or timeouts when installing or updating Microsoft Store apps or when downloading Windows updates. Although power has been restored, service recovery is still in progress. This happened today, guys. You see, 10 hours ago. Storage services are gradually returning online, and some customer impact may continue while recovery completes. Microsoft is actively working to restore full service reliability. Customers who are affected are advised to retry Microsoft Store and Windows Update operations later. We'll provide more information as it becomes available. It's good that you tell people something quick, but then like this just started up a whole debate on Twitter, and there was a whole bunch of trends going about people switching to Linux. They're like, if you think about how many people want to avoid Windows, go on Steam and switch to Linux, and then you tell them that the Magnus is going to be Windows 11. They're already trying to avoid that. Now you got more people trying to avoid it. We can take a look at that here in a second. And then going down, it says more details from Microsoft. Impact statement starting at 8 o'clock UTC on February 7th, 2026. A subset of customers using Azure services in the West United States region may experience intermittent service unavailability or delays. And monitoring and log data for some resources hosted in affected data center areas. Impacted customers may observe degraded performance or delayed telemetry as service continue to recover. Current status earlier today: an unexpected interruption to utility power at one of our West U.S. data centers resulted in a loss of power to parts of the facility. Backup power systems were automatically activated, and power has been stabilized across the affected areas. To ensure service stability, engineers are validating and gradually rebalancing traffic through Azure's software load balancing layer. Services are being restored in phases as health checks complete. We continue to closely monitor service health and performance and will provide updates as recovery progress. So every hour this happens. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Microsoft is a corporation. CEO claims 30% of its new code is written by AI. It's like, oh, then you see all these Windows updates, crashing, SSD failures, update breaks Windows 11 recovery, Windows 11 update breaks local host, media creation tool not working on Windows 10, and then also forcing people off of 10 to go into 11, but then you have this to run into. And it's like, oh man, this is just not good. And then if we go out of this tweet and up, this is where the post is right here. Windows outage fuels gamers talk on Linux switch. Windows 11 gripes filled desktop Linux debate. The outage stated earlier Saturday in the West US Azure region, causing timeouts and failures for users downloading updates or apps, even as services slowly recovered by late evening UTC. Windows still rules gaming with 94.62% of Steam users in January 2026. This is a monopoly, but it's not good to force people in a monopoly when this is going on. You need to be way more stable. Your security should be better than everybody's. Nobody should be able to crack anything at all. There should be none of that. But frustrations over bloat and unreliability have long-time users like developer Casey Moratori praising Linux distros such as Bazite for seamless Windows game support via Proton, stable audio, and easy installs. While skeptics note hurdles like anti-cheat issues and a learning curve, that's the thing that people are worried about when it comes to Linux, and I can understand that. That's something they got to work on. Linux's Steam share has climbed to 3.4% thanks to Steam Deck's success, prompting more gamers to consider the switch for better reliability. Then we got the Steam machine coming out. It's going to rise it up a little bit, but not majorly. And then we're going to see what happens as more people switch over time, probably by mid-year. Microsoft just needs to make sure they keep things stable. Because I tell you right now, with the way things are going, with the way they've handled the Xbox brand lately too, and then you think about the Magnus, I just don't think people really care about it. On top of you knowing that it's going to be triple the price of the Series X, probably. $1,500, maybe more. And they're not going to subsidize because they're all about that profit margin. So it's like when you think about all this together and about how unstable Windows has been lately and how much it's angering people, I just don't know what to say about Magnus, and I don't know what to say about Windows 11. It's just getting a lot of bad rep right now, and there's too much unstable behavior in the Microsoft world lately. And this AI chase is just basically kind of showing that they're slacking too much in all these categories. And with you chasing that and relying on it too much, it's making way too many mistakes. When you're supposed to be having this type of monopoly and winning, that's a problem. Because a lot of people thought NVIDIA was a problem, but then you find out there's some issues with the drivers along with Windows 11. And then they both monopolize together. So it's like, you got to get your crap together. This is not good. You got some guys saying Windows is the worst digital product in today's world, bloated, inconsistent, unreliable. It's crazy how we gamers have no other choice because there isn't any viable alternative. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to go to Mac, I mean, that's mostly built for like studio music. You know what I mean? I like Mac. But it's not as gaming oriented as Windows is because they mainly have all the stuff on there. Obviously, there's no Xbox app or Game Pass on there. It doesn't have NVIDIA drivers like that or AMD. You know what I mean? You kind of have to deal with what they're having. That's why I'm hoping they can get more integration going on in the Apple iOS world and their laptops and desktops. But, you know, they don't give you the best gaming hardware except CPU probably. RAM is pretty good too. But when it comes to GPU, yeah, you're not getting top of the line usually when it comes to Mac. But they do give you good CPUs, that's for sure. And remember, you can always upgrade that. But the GPU, yeah, that's where DLSS and NVIDIA and AMD have a clear advantage. And Windows is built more towards gaming. But the bloatware sucks, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, if it's going to be like this, Microsoft, and you're monopolizing like this, you have to make sure your security is way better, your backdoor is protected, your BIOS is more protected. This type of stuff should not be happening. And nobody should be able to take over your Windows Defender as well, too, with malware and all that. You guys have to do a better job on that before the Magnus comes out and before you get Windows 12 out. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, you could be seeing some shift And you don't want to be sitting there at 90, 85% now, Linux getting that type of build, and then it just keeps going. And then next thing you know, here comes Linux desktops and PCs in certain different ways. Because people are just not happy with Windows. You get this guy posting, or Coder Girl posting, Linux is better than Windows consistently. Then you have got to use big brains for the app update. Valve has literally handed you an entire ecosystem that runs on Linux. That's on you if you don't want to learn or switch. So you got people coming down saying that. And then, you know, we just have a lot of stuff going down here. Linux is valuable. People are just too slow to use it, this guy is saying. Well, a lot of people like stuff done automatically for them. And then Windows sucks, but is it worth switching to Linux? Serious answer is only. I should really doubt this. They'd instantly notice how much better their computer feels to use. You could secretly switch a lot of people to Linux without them noticing. Nah, they're going to notice. Windows 11 is a symptom of having no real competition. Mac OS is not much better and is locked down to specific devices. Linux requires too high a degree of computer literacy for the common consumer. Android PCs are a joke. Here's the thing, Mac OS is definitely more secure, but like what he's saying, it's kind of locked down. They don't let you like, you know, do a lot with it compared to Windows 11. But if you just want a game, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you're missing out on NVIDIA, DLSS, and all that type of stuff. They do have Steam on here now too, which is cool. But you're gonna have to spend a lot of money if you want to get a rig to be able to play it with, you know, good settings and stuff like that. And hopefully the compatibility is there for something that's not Intel based. It's just like, you know, that type of stuff is just the way that it is. I can tell you that from experience. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely an outlash right now with Windows 11, and all this stuff is just hurting the Xbox Magnus. It's just not looking good. And if it's going to be priced out like that, it may be DOA on arrival. So you guys let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment down below. Peace out. Have a great day. Hang in there. Xbox gamers. Sorry.